Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and I'm here with yet another top 10 list. This was an actual video request from Awoken Nightmare, so thanks a lot for putting the request in, and it was an awesome idea. So I'm here to do my top 10 horror villains, and let me tell you, this is probably the most challenging thing that I've had to do in terms of a top 10 list. This was extremely difficult, a lot more harder than I was expecting, and I'm pretty happy with my top 10 list for this one though. I could have easily done a top 15, top 20 even, but I've decided to keep within my top 10 segment for this one. So, as I said, not an easy list, but I am pretty happy with my selection. So we've got a mixture of common popular villains and then probably some that people wouldn't really think of. So I'm pretty happy with the top 10 list. I wanted to do a couple of honourable mentions though. They didn't quite make the list. Honourable mention number 1 goes to Harry Warden from My Bloody Valentine. Fantastic slasher killer, especially for his little trademark that he leaves behind after he kills his victims. The love heart chocolate box with a bloody heart in it, I think is absolutely awesome. Not only that, he looks fantastic in his miner's outfit and his pickaxe, but he pulls off some frigging creative kills as well. And honourable mention number 2, this almost made the top 10 list but not quite, and that goes to Victor Crowley, which might surprise some of you that he's not in my top 10 list. He nearly made it but not quite. The Hatchet movies are fantastic, especially Hatchet 2, which I absolutely love. Victor Crowley himself is badass. He's huge, he's almost unstoppable, he's brutal, and he pulls off some of the most gory kills in slasher history. So, didn't quite make it, almost, but definitely wanted to give an honourable mention to Victor Crowley. Alright, so let's get on to the official top 10. I am going to rank them from 10 down to my all-time favourite. Wonder what my all-time favourite could be. But yeah, anyway, I've decided to give them a proper ranking this time. So I have them listed on a piece of paper, so let's get started. Alright, so sitting at number 10 goes to Jigsaw from the Saw series. I think he's a pretty unique and really interesting villain, especially in terms of the way that he goes about his kills. He doesn't physically kill the person, he sets them in a trap and basically lets the victim decide their fate. I think that is a pretty cool idea. Plus he's a really interesting character as well. So number 10 goes to Jigsaw. Number 9 goes to Sam from Trick or Treat. Fantastic horror anthology. And I really love Sam. You know, I'm a massive fan of Halloween, even though we don't really celebrate it here in Australia. And Sam pretty much brings a lot of things that I love about Halloween. For starters, his costume is absolutely fantastic. And I think he's just a neat little character and just a fantastic addition to the movies. So number 9 goes to Sam from Trick or Treat. Number 8 goes to Isaac from Children of the Corn. Now, I absolutely love Children of the Corn, and it's one of my most fondest horror memories growing up was watching that movie. And I think Isaac is a fantastic villain. He's pretty much the only horror villain that I can think that is a child, and to basically convert a whole town of children to turn against their parents and slaughter them, slaughter all the adults, I think is, you know, a pretty fantastic idea for a young preacher to be able to do that. He is creepy. Just his whole on-screen presence I find really, really eerie and creepy. And basically how such a young child can have control over a group of kids and pretty much turn them into killers. So number 8 goes to Isaac from Children of the Corn. Number 7 goes to Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th series. I really don't need to talk too much about the character, very iconic, and you guys are well familiar with him, I am sure. I think he is a fantastic slasher character, especially in terms of the kills. Some of the most creative and best kills in slasher history, especially when it comes to slashers during the 80s. Kill wise, you really can't go past Jason Voorhees. He's got a pretty interesting backstory, especially with his mother, which I think is pretty interesting, and he wears the iconic hockey mask, which looks absolutely awesome. And I really love the fact that they change the mask up with each movie, depending on the damage that the mask has gotten over time. So number 7 goes to Jason Voorhees. Number 6 goes to Bub from Day of the Dead. Now, in terms of a zombie, I think he's easily my favourite zombie character. I do consider him a villain. He's a very interesting character. I really love how they focused on the emotions of Bub and really tried to work out what was going on in his head throughout the movie. And in the end, he ends up turning into a little bit of a hero as well. So I think Bub is a awesome zombie. He's my all-time favourite zombie within the genre, so definitely had to include him in this list. So number 6 goes to Bub from Day of the Dead. Alright, so now we are into my top 5. So sitting at number 5 goes to Frank Zito from Maniac, the original Maniac. Frank Zito, played by Joe Spinell, I think is an absolutely fantastic character. I don't think I've ever been as intrigued and as interested in a horror villain as I have with the character of Frank Zito. Absolutely amazing character and story development within him throughout the movie. You know, probably for the first time in a slasher film, you really get drawn into the mind of why he's doing all the killings, what makes him tick, and just really sort of delving into a mind of a truly deranged and sick human being. So number 5 goes to Frank Zito. Absolutely incredible character. And number 4 goes to Lord Crumb from Bad Taste. I think he's a fantastic character, and I've always been a massive fan of this film. And I think for a horror villain, I don't think I've come across someone as so much fun as Lord Crumb. You know, I just think he's a great character all round. He's basically bought a bunch of aliens, invaded a small New Zealand town, hoping to capture humans for their intergalactic hamburger chain. He looks awesome. His mask especially looks fantastic. Not really a lot more that I can say about this character, except every time I watch the movie I just have a lot of fun enjoying this villain. So number 4 goes to Lord Crumb. Number 3 goes to Leatherface. I love Leatherface. I think he's an absolutely fantastic character, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an awesome movie. The thing that I really like most about Leatherface is his personality. He's kind of got 2 personalities throughout the movie. You know, he really comes across as a pretty sick, twisted and deranged individual throughout pretty much the entire film. But then as you get introduced to other family members, you see a different side to Leatherface. He comes across as being rather naive at times, and pretty scared of some of his family members as well. So there's 2 different sides to Leatherface, which I think makes him a fantastic character all round. He's very gritty, he's a grimy character, and he just gives off a really sort of creepy and eerie presence about him. So number 3 goes to Leatherface. Number 2 goes to Chucky from Child's Play. I love Chucky. He's a fantastic villain, I think, and kind of a villain that you'd never expect. I mean, who would expect an innocent looking doll to come to life and go on a killing spree, killing victims during the movie? Just not something you'd expect, and that certainly shows throughout the movie. I mean, Andy's pretty much the only one that knows that Chucky is alive during the first part of the film, and he tries to tell other people but no one believes him, basically until it's too late. So yeah, an innocent looking doll, who would know, could turn out to be a vicious serial killer. So Chucky is definitely secured at number 2 spot. I think he's an awesome character. I love him. I love the movies as well, and I'd really love to one day hopefully get a sort of life-size, well, not a life-size, but a good guy doll the same size as the movie. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, number 2 goes to Chucky. And number 1, wonder what it could be. Well, I'm sure you guys guessed it before I even got onto my top 10 list. But number 1 spot goes to none other than Freddy Krueger. I'm only joking. Stuff Freddy, it goes to Michael Myers. Of course it does. There's really no other character that could fit into a number 1 spot for me in terms of a horror villain. I love Michael Myers. I think he is a fantastic killer. He's emotionless, he's cold, he's just pretty much as pure evil as you can get. I love his on-screen presence throughout the movie. I love the fact that he started off as a young boy who murdered his sister, and then nothing changes throughout his life. You know, he's pretty much the same character from a child right up to adulthood, where he comes back and torments other people living in Haddonfield once again, goes on his vicious killing spree. I like the fact that you don't really know much about him. He's definitely got a really sort of mysterious, eerie presence, which I think is fantastic. And he's not an overly brutal character. He's not fast. He likes slowly stalking out his prey, and he knows that eventually he's going to catch up to them and kill them. He's really in no rush about killing them in overly violent ways. He prefers the more sort of stalk and slash approach. So the one and only Michael Myers really had to be my number 1 spot for my favourite horror villains. So that does it for this list. I certainly have had a lot of fun putting this together. Once again, I'd like to thank Awoken Nightmare for giving me this idea. It was a fantastic idea. I hope you've enjoyed it. Guys, I know sometimes it's hard to feel like doing a video response, but I really encourage everyone to do video responses for this one, because I'm definitely keen to get other people involved. I think this is an awesome idea for a top 10 list, and I'd be really keen to hear what you guys choose for your top 10 list. So try and do a video response if you can, please. If not, definitely leave me your top 10 picks in the comments section below. Let me know what you think of mine, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.